I'm like I need the for dummies version. And so here's a better way of like cognitive bias for dummies is basically just a mental filter or a mental framework. It's if we all put these glasses on and had like a rose-colored filter, we would see things that aren't exactly the way they are. We would see them through a filter. And so let me give you a couple of examples. If you grew up in a context where something really bad happened to you, then you have a framework, you have a filter that could cause you to see a situation inaccurately. For example, if you grew up around abusive men, which is unfortunately a reality for statistically quite a few of us, then now your filter is probably all men, or could be all men are abusive, all men are power hungry, none of them are trustworthy, and they're all hurtful. Your filter will tend to shape how you see men because of what happened to you, and it will cause you to make actually inaccurate judgment of other men in different situations down the road because of a filter of a previous situation. Does that make sense? Maybe you grew up and maybe you were like a lower income family and your parents talked negatively about wealthy people. All wealthy people are selfish. They're just into themselves. They're bad. They're evil or whatever. Then you find yourself later on in life coming into some wealth. You find some success. You're financially well off. But now you find yourself fighting all this guilt or shame. Why? Because you have a filter that your mom or your dad was like, wealthy people are evil. Wealthy people are selfish. Wealthy people are evil. Wealthy people are selfish. Well, that may or may not be true. But now you have a filter in which you see yourself and you see other people. Or maybe it's the opposite, that you're like, poor people are lazy. It doesn't matter their education or if they're in between hard times or COVID took their jobs, just poor people are lazy, poor people are lazy, poor people are lazy. Now you all of a sudden, you got your master's degree, you've had great jobs, but you find yourself in a tough situation and all of a sudden you're the lazy one and now you have this filter that affects what you're seeing. Are you still with me? Yeah. The filters you have, the filters I have, they shape the way we see our life. And so here's why this is important. Change the filter, change the feeling. It's not about what really happened again. It's about your perception of reality. Change the filter, change the feeling. So let's give an example like this. I'm wearing white shoes, blue jeans, and a gray and white hoodie. But let's change the filter. All of a sudden, if we change a filter, let's go with like a bluish filter. What do we got? The reality of who I am and what I'm wearing has not changed. I'm still the exact same person. But now you apply a different filter and it comes across very different. It appears very different. A blue filter typically is a cold filter. So now all of a sudden maybe it's like, oh, it's cold, he's hard, he's harsh, he must be German, or whatever the case may, which we are. I am, I'm just saying. But all of a sudden you have a filter that now changes how you see. Maybe it's not the blue filter, maybe we go with a different filter. Maybe it's, anger is the filter. Everything just makes you lash out and rage and, enter the Darth Vader music. And again, I look very different to you, but nothing about me has changed. I'm still wearing what I was wearing. I'm still in the exact same spot. But now you have a different, maybe your filter is rage, and so everything irritates you and everything makes you anxious and everything's like, I just want to throat punch everyone I see, and whatever the case may be. Your filter is affecting your feelings and affecting your experiences. Maybe your filter is not a red one. Maybe it's something else. Maybe it's money, 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 money. And everything about education and everything about relationship and everything about life is only about money, and success and failure is about money. And you have an economical filter because of, again, preferences or experiences. And once again, I look very different now. Have a Hulk. Thank you. You're the first person that has ever said that. I look like, I remind them of the Hulk. This is my favorite church service I've ever attended in 41 years. I usually get like Captain America before the thing, or Spider-Man. Not big Captain America, pre-Captain America. Wimpy one. But perfect, it's a simple example, but I think it'll stick. Nothing about the reality of the way I look changed, right? But the filter that was applied to me changed the way you viewed it, and it can skew were my pants blue? Were they green? Is my shirt yellow? Is it orange? Is it red? Well, it kind of depends on your filter, and all of us have these filters in so many areas of our life. A cognitive bias is just a filter. It's when our brain is kind of pre-wired to think a certain way or to interpret a situation a certain way.